So just a quick announcement. Probably tomorrow during my office hours, that will be when I post this weekend's assignments. And I should have had them up sooner, but yesterday I had to drive to Morgantown for a doctor's appointment, and that sucked my entire day up.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but good, I got good news though. I don't have to have another eye surgery, so
That's
got good
great.
news. But yeah, that's like my busy day. Tomorrow I'll try to get all that stuff up on there. I'll give you guys probably till like next week, in the next week to do it, since I was a little later posting it. So it'll be the same format as last week though. I'll give you some verb problems, and I will give you a discussion post,
Okay.
a list of questions that you can pick from. Again, you'll want to pick two of the questions to do your response on. And then, of course, since the two of you are on Zoom, you don't have to respond to anybody else if you don't want to.
Okay.
So that's your incentive for joining the Zoom. So as I said, let's get back to our notes. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to share my entire screen. Okay. So we probably before we go on today, we probably should quickly review verb tenses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just because we got real heavy into it the other day and then we had to quit. So remember simple past, simple present, um, simple future. I'm not going to go over that again. That's pretty self evident. But once we get to the perfect and the progressive, that's when things get a little murkier, right? So remember that the progressive mood allows us to describe actions as backgrounds to other actions or actions in progress. So the present progressive, Mary is writing her letter of resignation. So as I speak, so Mary is writing that right at this moment while I speak in the present. The children were playing quietly when Pat arrived home. Um, well, at that exact moment that Pat arrived home, the children were playing quietly. So when the summer arrives, Jeff will be sleeping to noon every day. So you can kind of see the progressive tense is almost when one thing's happening, another thing's happening. Progressive mood, I should say, and the tense is past, present, or future. So usually the present progressive is right is plus the verb plus ing. Um, Usually the past progressive is was or were plus verb plus ing. Future is will, usually will be verb plus ing. So remember, while I'm teaching you why we do this in our everyday speech, I do think writing is better if you just stick to the simple past or the simple present or the simple future over doing this progressive tense. Um, the perfect, the perfect is the mood is an action with a later action. So remember, you have or had plus the verb plus the past participle. So usually, remember, past participles usually have an ed at the end unless they're irregular. Um, the woman had left by the time her sister arrived. So again, we have, had or have. By our next class, you will have read the chapter. So remember, read and left are irregulars. They don't have eds at the end. And then he has waited for this moment all his life. Wait is a regular verb, so you add an ed at the end. So again, an action with a later action. So the woman had left by the time her sister arrived. So at that moment her sister arrived, the woman had already left. That's why we use the perfect. So I wanted to just quickly start with that again, because now we are doing what the two of them combined. And that's what we call the perfect progressive. Perfect progressive. So the perfect progressive, also called the perfect continuous tense, is used to say that an event or action is, was, or will be continually occurring, but that it was, is, was, or will be completed at a later time, or that it relates to a later time. So so the way that the structure that it takes is usually have. Let me take a look at the. I want to give you the formula from the chapter. Give me a second. It's really important. This is almost like math class in a way that you have to give you formulas. Let's see. So usually it's a has or have been plus a verb plus ing. That's the formula for perfect progressive. So I have been waiting from 9 to 5 every day, or I have been working from 9 to 5 every day. So this kind of suggests you've been doing it in the past. You've been working from 9 to 5 every day. Maybe you're working from 9 to 5 every day today, and tomorrow you are working from 9 to 5. That's kind of like what the perfect progressive does. So some times that you might use it, an ongoing action with relevance to the present. So I have been studying for 2 hours. So you use it in this case. Maybe you just started your second hour. You're still in the act of studying, but or you studied for 2 hours already, but you're still studying. That's kind of what that means. I have been studying for 2 hours. You haven't stopped. You're still doing it, but you have been doing it for 2 hours. Sometimes you use it to emphasize duration. She had been working at the company for 5 years before she got promoted. So that's kind of suggests the emphasis there. She had been working at the company for 5 years. So she had to, I'm guessing in this case, she had to work for 5 years before she could get the promotion. Lots of places are like that. You have to work a certain number of years. It doesn't matter how much merit you have. You have to work a certain number of years before you can get promoted. I found that out the hard way. Temporary actions or situations. They have been staying with us since last week. So it's suggesting they have been, they still are, but they're going to leave soon. That's kind of what that suggests. If you just use a simple past here, they had stayed with us since last week. And that kind of gets rid of that meaning, right? That suggests that they're gone now. Cause and effect relationship. He was tired because he had been running for an hour. So he's tired in that moment because of something that's happened in the past. If you just said he was tired because he ran for an hour, if you cut that had been running, again, that maybe he was tired yesterday or he's tired, he will be tired, but he's not tired in that moment if you get rid of that had been running and just say ran. She had been cooking when the power went out. So that's an interrupted action, right? So she was cooking, but the power outage ruined that. Then expressing irritation or annoyance. They have been talking loudly all night. So that's kind of, you can kind of hear the sass in the voice there, right? They have been talking loudly all night. You can kind of hear the annoyance in the voice. So those are some situations where you might use the perfect progressive. So what I want to do now is I want to fill out a little chart where we take the verb play. That's a traditional verb. There's no irregularity to it. So I'll start us. Let's write all these different tenses and moods here. So play or plays is the simple present. So Amelia, what's the past? Simple past of play.
Sorry, I was writing notes and then I was like trying to get back to the screen, so I got to mute it. Okay. So the you have plays, the past would be played.
Okay.
ED. So has played, right?
Or in the
Could
future,
you say
so that's the simple past, just played.
Right.
So what's the simple future?
Will play.
Will play. So the perfect tense. And I actually I'm making sure that I don't get confused. I actually have this key written down here. Hold on. Isaiah, you want to take the perfect tense? How will we make play into past, present?
Yeah.
Okay.
The present. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, the present perfect will be have played.
Have played. Has or have, you could say.
Yeah. And the past will be had played. Yeah.
Had played, right? And future
Will have played.
will have played. Exactly. Good. Remember the perfect. You have has or have or had plus verb plus ed. So Azat got that exactly right.
Good job.
Thank you.
Amelia, you take the progressives.
The progressives. Okay. And so we are doing. Liam, mommy is in class. I'm sorry. He keeps interrupting me right now. Okay, so the progressive for play is going to be will play or present.
Mhm.
So is playing.
Is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Is or are, we'll say.
Yeah, is or are playing.
Okay.
Past is had playing or let's see, was playing. Sorry.
Was or were playing, right?
Yeah. And future is will play or will be playing, right?
Will. Great.
Okay.
And Azad, I'll let you take present, past, and future
Yeah.
perfect progressive.
So the present perfect progressive would be have been playing.
Had been playing, or has been playing, right?
Has have been playing. And past progressive would be had been playing.
Had been playing.
And future would be will have been playing.
Will have been playing, right?
Present progressive.
Let's do the same exercise.
Different word. Future.
What?
Mhm.
No.
Has
Let's
and
do the
had.
same exercise, but we'll use C. Remember, C is a regular verb. If you remember the other day, I gave a sermon on how people do this wrong in their dialect all the time.
Mhm.
Actually, I can't.
So I'll start it.
Okay.
The present of C is C. Past is saw.
And what?
Future is
Here.
will see. Right?
Mhm.
Can I play on my
Liam,
tablet?
yes, mommy's in class. Okay. We'll see.
Okay. So
Oh.
now we have the perfect.
Yes.
So we have to have a has or have, right?
Right.
Has. Then how would you finish it?
Has seen.
Has seen, right?
And then it would be
Had seen.
had seen and then will see. Will see.
Will have seen.
Will have seen. There we go.
Okay. Remember that it's seen because the past participle, or the irregular in this case, is seen instead of saw.
Mm-hmm.
So present progressive is our. What do you think it is?
Okay, we got progressives. Okay. Is our seeing.
Right.
What
Was
seeing.
will be seen.
Yeah, will be seeing. Okay.
So the irregular doesn't affect us there.
No.
And then for the present perfect progressive, has been
Seeing.
Yeah, seen.
seen. Had been seen. And will have been seen.
Oh.
I want this smoothie strawberry.
Good. With the irregular, the only time it affects us is the simple
Mommy,
perfect.
Liam,
Perfect.
I'm in class, baby.
buy
I'm
me
sorry.
that. Mommy, buy me a watch.
Normally I have it muted so you don't hear me arguing with my kid all the time.
Buy me this. Mommy.
Yeah, you should get him to join our class, and he's probably learning this stuff in school.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the 6-year-old. He's the older one though. He probably he's learning all kinds of stuff in his grammar stuff. Okay.
I don't know, they're learning all kinds of complex stuff in like
They are.
kindergarten, first grade these days.
Honestly, they really are.
Yeah.
Stuff I hadn't been taught until I was in first grade. So, is Arsing, Wessing? I'm trying to catch up.
Mhm.
I know that you have it in the notes. You do the notes for us, but I learn better if I write it as well.
Right. Tell me if you need me to scroll up or down.
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 Yeah. Okay, we're good now. Awesome.
So I think you guys got the moods of the verbs in.
Mhm.
A lot of the questions I'll give you on the practice set this week involve that. I'll be like, what's the past perfect? Or what's the present perfect progressive? I'll give you questions like that this week for the most part.
Cool. Progressive. Present perfect.
So questions before I move on to a different concept?
No. Not for me.
Not from this one.
Only buy me gifts. Including arrows.
So
You
what we should talk about now is called dangling modifiers. Dangling modifiers. So when it comes to verbs, we can make them out into entire phrases. And usually the phrases go at the beginning or end of the sentence. And phrases have the purpose of giving extra information. So most of the time they function like an adjective would in the sentence. So what tends to happen with these phrases, though, we will tack them on at the beginning of the sentence, but then the phrase actually doesn't modify what it's supposed to be modifying. It actually modifies something that happened way later or way earlier in the sentence.
He just survived. I don't know why he didn't fall over. The arrows.
So an example here of the smelling the poison, princess refused to eat her food. So one of you guys tell me what's going on with this. Smelling the poison, princess refused to eat her food. Is that correct or not correct?
Well, it's kind of weird in how you're saying it, but I think that could be considered correct.
Right.
Yeah. You could say having smelled the poison, the princess refused to eat her soup. But yeah, I do believe it's correct.
Right. If you reworded it, you could say the princess smelled the poison. Right.
Right.
So yeah, she's the one who's smelling the poison. Right. So that's correct.
Yeah.
Dismissed from class, the children ran in all directions. The children were dismissed from class. So yeah, that's kind of giving you extra information about the children for why they ran in all directions. Here's where we start getting into trouble. Running for the bus, my book fell in the mud. So running for the bus, that doesn't modify book. Right? An inanimate object didn't get up and run for the bus. So a way to fix that would be running for the bus I dropped my book in the mud.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was super obvious. And I see Mia on top of her mushroom.
Having eaten dinner,
You don't blend in that
the
much,
turkey
Mia.
carcass
Very
was
clearly
put in the
moving on top of that.
refrigerator.
What about Nico and Shady? Wait, hold on. I think I see a bush over here.
Maybe that's a
Bush does
Thanksgiving.
not
Another
look like it was in front of
Thanksgiving
Nico's house
right
today.
here, right?
Hello? Does this bush talk,
The
guys?
turkey
Look
carcass
out.
didn't get up and go get the turkey carcass didn't eat the dinner. It was the dinner.
I knew it. Yeah, that hiding spot was way too
So
obvious.
you'd say, having eaten dinner, Mom put the turkey carcass in the refrigerator.
Nico, I found you.
So
Okay, fine, you found me.
that could be a way you fix
Quickest
that.
round of hide and seek ever. Gosh, there's no good hiding
Okay.
spot here. Yeah, for real. No kidding. This area is not too free for hide and seek.
Suspended from school,
What in the world?
parents picked up Jed.
I don't even think I want to know. Look at him.
So the parents didn't get suspended from school.
Anyways, how else are we
I
gonna play
did.
hide and seek? We have
Right.
nowhere else to do it at. And we have like no cool items to use. All we
That's
gotta
where we
use
start
is
going wrong with the dangling modifiers.
Okay. Yeah, your ideas. Are we gonna play hide and seek in your lab?
No, that's way too easy, but we're gonna use my lab.
Action.
You wanna hide and seek?
No, come on.
Last time I went inside a robot, it ended really
So
bad.
this is
Yes, you
something
will
that
not need to look inside of Mevo.
All right. So what
you
are we
guys
doing?
will do unconsciously in writing. This is something. This is actually something that I do all the time in my writing, and I have to watch myself.
No, invisibility would make it too
You always
hard.
have to watch those
So what kind
phrases.
of device is it?
Well, I've been working
See
on a
how
tiny
they,
versus a giant device.
Whoa, what? That's
See what they actually
For the next
modify.
device, you can either go tiny
I'm
or
sure
big.
this is probably one of my big issues.
Can I try it?
Fine.
Can I,
Right.
Shady? What are you doing?
I don't remember if it is for you or not.
Come on, stop getting distracted. Mia's about to
But
show us
I can tell you for sure it's one of my issues. I used to get this marked all the time when I was a younger student. Even today, I catch myself doing it.
Yeah.
Why do you do that? Like sometimes you just get so wrapped up in the thought
Okay, wait, let me press the green
that
button.
you don't think about it. That's really the
Mhm.
explanation as far as why it happened.
No,
Yeah.
Mia, how do I
That
reset
makes sense to
normal?
me.
Well, bro, there we go. Well, that's awesome.
Now you may not think giant is good for hide and seek,
The
but
questions
that's
about
still
this concept, you got feeling good about this
Everyone
one?
else will be tiny.
That's genius.
Well, I'm gonna press the orange
Yeah,
button.
it's
That'll
okay.
get Mia in my
I mean, it's
video.
probably one that
I
I'll.
haven't tested it yet, but sure, why not?
Well, I gotta try it.
Like I just gotta
Here goes the
constantly
thing.
think, does this modify that, right? So
You're alone. This area looks sick.
Now let's if you guys got your books
Mhm.
handy, look on page 78 and 79. We actually have some practice problems.
Okay.
Let's see what you guys think.
Let's
Having-
go. Oh yes, this is perfect.
You're huge.
Wait, do you see me? Hello, Mia.
I'm not even small yet.
I'm gonna be the seeker for this round.
All right, I'm gonna press
Are we
the
gonna
button.
practice these on
Hi, Zoe.
right now?
All right.
Yep.
Just need to-
Nice.
oh, there's Nico. Shady, I'm already hiding.
So look at question number 8.
All right. Well, I'm counting
Which
down.
of these
Device seven, nine,
sentences
ten. All
have
right, guys, I'm
dangling
counting.
participles?
Okay,
Well, it's time to
number
look for you
8.
guys. I'm giant, so this is gonna be
You want to
super
take
easy.
the
I got a
first
giant.
one of
Okay, well,
Amelia
maybe
to
being giant is-
realizing
Sure.
that he could be late,
Oh, gosh.
Frank
Okay,
began to
here's
run.
someone. Mia, was that
Is
you
that
right
one
here?
is that one dangling?
No.
Yes, I can. All I gotta do
No,
is press this
right.
green button. I'll be small again. All right, green button.
Yeah.
Take me
The
back.
second one isn't
At the
either.
same time. Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Oh, Mia.
Um,
I know you're around here
Yeah,
somewhere.
number 3 I think is because
Yeah.
it's talking about
Mia, I
Ed's
found you.
teeth, and so
Teeth didn't neglect the flock.
right, Ed did.
Ed did,
Now
right?
you gotta be on the secret.
And then number 4 is as well. Fortified with vitamins. I drink plenty of whole milk. Well, yeah. Yeah, because you're the one drinking the milk. The milk's what's fortified with vitamins. So it's a dangling.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. I think the rest of them are okay.
Expecting the worst, we were pleasantly surprised.
Who was expecting the worst? We were. So yeah. I'm surprised that actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So.
Somebody in this house. Oh, you guys are both here.
Are we?
The book does give some good examples
Yeah.
at the end. That's one thing I like about the book.
It's shady.
I think I saw him over in this
So-
direction.
I'm gonna use the ability again, Mia. I have 2 more uses. All right, here goes nothing. Go! Oh, I don't see him anywhere.
Oh gosh.
Where's the glowing thing?
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Oh, he must have moved.
Shady, where are you at? Are you serious right now, guys? All right.
Let's look at number 9.
Up in the
One of
air.
the concepts we talked about the other day
All
too.
right, well, I'm turning big real
Subject,
quick.
verb,
Subject,
agreement.
verb,
Whoa,
agreement.
whoa, let's go. Okay, I know he's up here
Yeah,
somewhere. He
right.
probably is in the street.
Oh, he's
Let's
always in
do-
the trees.
Let's
Shady,
do
you better get
one
out of
of you
those
guys take
trees.
one
I'm
at
gonna
a
find
time
you,
this
dude.
time.
No, never.
Okay.
Oh, really? Well, then,
So,
how come you still have a glowing
Azad,
thing?
you'll
Wait,
start with number
Shady,
1.
I see
Neither
you in here.
Roberta
You don't. Get out
nor
of there.
her-
I found you. You're
nor her
glowing.
children are
I'm
coming.
inside of the bee. Yeah, I can't really get to him though. 'Cause he's, oh, there we go.
Hi,
I see him.
Doctor. Hi, can you hear me?
Make the floor under him. No, Shady, just stay there. Ouch! That's right. Stay
Amelia,
down
if you
there,
don't
boy.
mind,
How is your
could
punch
you,
so strong?
Could you mute
Shady.
unless
Oh
you're
yeah,
talking?
I'm so sorry. Absolutely.
How's the eye?
There we go.
Okay. Okay. I think just for your context as well. I just ordered the book like physically, and it hasn't been delivered. So I think I'll
Okay.
get it next week. So I'm so sorry about it. Yeah.
Well, I'll read it for you again. You can see what you think.
Yeah. Sure.
Neither Roberta nor her children are coming. So does that violate the subject verb agreement, do you think?
So the name nor her children are coming. I think no. I think that it sounds correct for me.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that one is correct. You wouldn't say neither Roberta nor her children is coming.
Mm-hmm.
You would say are coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say that because whenever you have like an either or a neither nor, and then whatever the second thing is in the list, that's the second thing in the list is plural, right? Children. So that's why you would say the children are coming rather than the children is coming. If you said neither Roberta nor her child is coming, that would be correct because child is singular. So you would use is.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Amelia, I'll let you take
Yeah,
2.
maybe some sort. I don't know why, but I'm.
This I'm not sure about. I don't know if I'm going to be right. Either Jacob or I are supposed to respond, or it's either Jacob or I am supposed to respond.
Right.
So I guess yes, it does violate it. That one's tough for me.
That one is tough.
Because I mean, either Jacob or I are supposed to respond. Doesn't sound bad to the ear. And then there's either Jacob or I am supposed to respond. You could also say either Jacob or I is supposed to respond. So I don't think is sounds as good, but I don't think R sounds bad. So is it supposed to be and?
I think with the rule, because again, it's like an either or a neither nor,
Uh-huh.
where I is singular.
Uh-huh.
I think it would be
Is it supposed to be is?
right.
Wow. Yeah, that one is tough.
Either Jacob or I is supposed to respond.
So it's supposed to be is. Yeah, that sounds better when you say it. Either Jacob or I is supposed to respond. So because of I, it's supposed to be is. Okay.
If you said either Jacob or his brothers are supposed to respond,
Yeah. Okay.
brothers is plural, right?
Yeah.
You
That
put,
makes sense.
are in that case. I had to think about that one.
Yeah, that one was hard.
So, Azad, this question for you is: there's too many people in this room. There is too many people in this room.
Mm-hmm. It's incorrect because people is plural, so there are too many people in this room.
Right. So you would say, instead of there is, what would you say there?
There are too many people in this room.
There are too many people, right?
Dude, we're gonna get you to a doctor.
Number
Okay.
4, on
If I
number
have to
4,
open you
this
up in
one,
the
this
surgery on
word
you with
each.
that stinky potato
We'll talk
box.
more about this
Oh,
when we get to it in the pronoun chapter next week.
Excuse me, we need a
Mhm.
paramedic
But
right
each
now.
is what we call an
Yes, we
indefinite
did help our
pronoun.
friend. He ate a potato.
But each is a singular
Okay,
pronoun.
hurry up.
Okay.
Can we follow you into the room?
So
Yeah, sure.
each
But hurry
of
up. Okay,
you
good. We'll work on a fast
have
forward.
to take the exam.
That's wrong too.
Don't worry,
It's
Nico.
the
You'll be
subject verb
fixed in no
agreement.
time.
It's supposed to be has.
Has, right?
Doctor,
It's has because
sorry, you need to
each
get onto
is
the bed.
singular.
Okay, fine, fine. Gosh, wait, let me look into his eyes. Nico, are you okay? Yes.
Both of the men are here.
Oh, that does not look good.
So
Okay.
I thought, would you say both of the
I don't even
men
wanna look,
are
man.
here
She's probably
or
doing
is
surgery
here?
on him.
No, I think she's just giving him stuff.
Both of the men are here.
Let me just try
Are
this.
here,
Yeah,
right?
what are you doing? Okay, there we go. Did it work?
Both
No.
is an
He's still
indefinite
laying on the
pronoun
bed looking
too,
at
but
me.
both
I'm
is plural,
trying.
not singular.
Well, could you try faster? I don't want my friend to die. We still got so many video games to
Okay.
play. I think the only way to keep him is going inside
The
of
next
them. I
one
need to get the doctor.
is neither my husband nor I am to blame. And that's incorrect. It's supposed to be are to blame.
Right.
This guy doesn't look any more qualified to help us. Oh
Yeah,
no.
neither my husband nor I are to blame. That's right.
Mhm.
Okay, why do you guys keep saying this?
One of the neighbors keep yelling. Is it Azad? Is it keep or keeps?
What's the first part of the sentence again? One of the neighbors?
Yeah, one of the neighbors keep yelling.
Oh, it keeps yelling.
Keeps, right? Because your subject in that sentence is one, and one is singular, right? So your verb would be keeps. Exactly right.
Okay, we're ready for you to hit us.
The
too.
next sentence is Alan and Joe lives on the street, and it's incorrect. It's supposed to be Alan and Joe live on the street.
Right. It's plural, so you drop the S, right?
Right.
Everyone, this one's kind of tricky, I thought. Everyone in my family attend these reunions. Everyone in my family attend these reunions.
I think it should be attends the reunion because it
Okay.
refers to everyone. Yeah.
It is attends, and that's because you say everyone, and you think to yourself, isn't that plural?
We don't have much time to
Actually, no, it's a singular pronoun.
These jumps so hard.
They're not that hard, Mia.
So,
I'm making every single jump. And it's
everyone
all fun.
attends. That's right.
Mia, can you hurry up down there?
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's neither my aunt nor my uncle are coming to my graduation. Neither my aunt nor my uncle. It's supposed to be is. Neither my aunt nor my uncle is coming to my graduation. I think R sounds good though.
This ladder. Oh, geez, wait. That was supposed to happen. Okay, good. Now one more. I made it. Let's go. And now we just.
But it's supposed to be is.
I'm at the top.
I think.
Yeah, it's supposed to be is.
Okay.
There's a case where the ear test failed you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because R sounds good.
It's not really that hard, Mia. I did it first.
So remember, an either or and neither nor, whatever the second word is, that's the one that's matched with the verb.
Right.
I guess that's probably his leg, right?
And it's singular, so.
What is this? There's an iron door that leads us to the next area, but there's no way to make it through.
Well, we might have to hit all these targets right here.
So good. That's some good practice. One last concept that I want to go over today is this, and we actually haven't talked too much about social grammar yet. I think I'll save that for the discussion post. But the last concept I kind of want to go over is the issue of transitive verbs. Transitive verbs. And we scratched on this concept last week where we touched on it whenever we were talking about subject complements. like what is the direct object? What's the indirect? What's the subject complement?
And the linking verb, etc.
Linking verb, right? You guys, like I said, you want to make sure you memorize your linking verbs. Am, is, are, was, were, grow, seem, become, appear. Let's see, where's that part about transitive verbs in this chapter? Give me a sec. A transitive verb, pretty much, I don't even need to find what page it's on. A transitive verb is a verb that doesn't require a, I'll define it here. They're action verbs, but they do not require a direct object for the sentence to make sense. So, this is a famous, this is a way of proving analogy from St. Thomas Aquinas, because this is actually called analogy of proportionality, because you use the word know, but every being in this case knows differently. They have different degrees of knowing. But I'm not going to get into that. That's hardcore philosophy. But for the purpose of our lesson on verbs, we can end the sentence with no, right? And the no, and it makes sense. The cat knows. I know. God knows. Right. Like you might ask, what do they know? It doesn't really matter in this case. You're just kind of in the sentence saying they know. Um, I hear, the dog hears, the students hear. Doesn't matter in this case what they hear. The fact is they hear. So you can end the sentence on the verb and you don't need an object for it to make sense. You remember last week, this was the trick question that I gave Joanna, right? Because the book was asking, like, what's the direct object?
It was the prepositional phrase or object of the preposition.
Well, I think it had an adverb
Okay.
after. The cat knows effortlessly. Well, effortlessly in this case, it's not a direct object, it's not an indirect object, it's nothing.
Right.
It's just an adverb that's added on.
Gotcha.
Verb know, you don't need a direct object with it. It doesn't hurt to have one. I know your secret. Right? Secret would be the direct object. But with a transitive verb, doesn't really matter. You can end the sentence with I know. So there's no real big list of transitive verbs. You just kind of got to spot it. You just kind of have to ask yourself, can I end the sentence on that verb? You can answer the question yes, when it's a transitive verb. want to see if we have a list of transitive verbs. Let's see. Borrow, bring, raise, offer, pay, write, promise. I promise. Right? I write. I paid. I offered. Like those sentences, you don't need a direct object to go with them. Looks like we have a little chart here of different ones. I wouldn't. That's my advice, though. Rather than memorizing the chart, just ask yourself: Is this it's just a verb that I can end the sentence on? The sentence still makes sense. That's the best way to do it. So I just wanted to kind of end on that thought with verbs. So again, it took us 2 days, but we got through that beefy chapter on verbs. Now you guys have now done verbs and nouns. So next week we're going to start speeding up through the book a little. Let me see exactly what our reading is for next week. Go to the syllabus. Oops. So we're staying on schedule, which is good. We haven't lost any time. So next week on Monday or on Tuesday, we will do chapter 5, pronouns. Then we will do chapter 6, adjective and adverbs on Thursday next week. We'll see how far we come. I build a flex day into the syllabus in case we get behind. So far, we haven't. But yeah, we will do the pronoun chapter. We'll have lots of discussion during the pronoun chapter because we're going to talk about probably the most controversial issue in grammar today in that chapter, which is using the plural pronoun they for one person with gendering today. So we're going to talk a lot about that. We'll kind of see what you guys think of that next time. So.
Now let's go back up.
And then the assignments will have a discussion post.
And another problem set.
Okay.
And I will put those up tomorrow during my office hours. But I just kind of, but I'll give you guys till the end of next week to do
I wonder
those.
if it will be, but we need to solve the riddle first so we can actually unlock that arm.
In chapter 5.
Yeah, no kidding. He was no help at all.
Okay.
Oh, and this is what the doors are closed.
Sounds good.
It's being along.
Next area, guys, we have completed arm number
We
1.
haven't lost
Nico workers, hello?
track or anything.
Oh, not you again. The riddle master.
But you guys,
We can figure out the riddle
go back to our
ourselves.
screen here. But you guys feeling good?
You can
Yeah.
get out of here. Come on, you can just go right there. Thank you. All right. Yeah, let's figure this out ourselves.
All right, read the riddle.
Stop
I
the
head to the
now.
right.